because we're late. And I call the regularly scheduled meeting for the Natrona County Board of County Commissioners for Tuesday, October 4th, 2022 to order. Madam Clerk, may I have roll call, please?
Commissioner Hendry?
Here.
Commissioner Milne?
Here.
Commissioner Nicolason?
Here.
Commissioner North?
Here.
Chairman Botolio?
Here. That's close. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chair would entertain motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Milne, second by Commissioner North. We have one item A, that I think is worth a little discussion. Mr. Nelson, could you go into a little detail on the transportation service agreement between the airport and SkyWest?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner. So there's two agreements that are interrelated, and that's A and B. And the first is a agreement between the county and SkyWest. The second is between the county and YDOT. Earlier this year, the Commission had given a thumbs up to a minimum service revenue guarantee that would go from May until December 31st of this year for SkyWest. And then the state had approved YDOT through YDOT to pick up 40% of that tab. Since that time, there was never a formal agreement that was approved. And SkyWest has subsequently asked to add a second flight. And so A of the consent agenda is that formal agreement that would have an effective date from May to December 31st of this year, is memorializing what the Commission had informally agreed to previously, with the addition of a subsequent flight. And then B would be the formal agreement from YDOT to pick up 40% of any payment that would be required. This is not a new agreement and not an extension of the agreement that was previously agreed to.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Nelson? There being none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have nothing else on our agenda tonight, so I think we'll adjourn. No, I guess we'll do public comment. The Honorable Mayor Phil Hines, for those of you that don't know it, Phil was the mayor of Evansville for quite some time, 14 years.
I am the ex-mayor.
Former, past.
Anyway, my name is Phil Hines, and I am the president of the Lions Club of Casper. And I have clutched in my hot little fist here a lease between the Board of County Commissioners and of Natrona County and the Lions Club of Casper. This lease was initiated in March of 2010. Since that time, the Lions Club of Casper has transferred ownership of the camp on the mountain to the Lions of Wyoming Foundation. The reason we did that is because of declining membership and inability to keep up with all the things that have to be kept up with the camp. The Lions of Wyoming Foundation has been running the camp, I'm guessing for somewhere between 5 and 6 years. I started to get this lease updated in about 2018, and I brought a copy of it into the county commissioners, met with an attorney who assured me that it wouldn't be a problem. They could get it all changed over reasonably quickly. Hadn't been done yet, and the foundation is on my posterior, rather vociferous. So why I'm here is to ask if there is some kind of way we could expedite this. I mean, it's a simple matter of a name change.
Mr. Nelson?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, so I'm vaguely familiar with this. I do think that this must have gotten lost in the shuffle during 2020 and subsequent, and so I would agree with Mr. Hines, though it's a very easy fix. And if, maybe after the meeting, if he can just give me contact information, I think we can get this done at the next meeting.
I appreciate it very much.
That was awful easy. That's it? I've never known you to be this terse.
I move we adjourn.
Commissioner Henry?
What happened to your shirt?
They're
I
retired.
love to see you in your Hawaiian flowery shirts and,
Well, I had to wear a Lions Club shirt today.
oh, you're talking
because
about.
I'm representing the
Oh, okay,
Lions Club.
okay. You're, yeah.
May I sit down, man?
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Phil Hines. Anyone else wishing to address the commission tonight? Anyone else?
Unless you want to talk to the people from the foundation who are the ones that have been, encouraging me along.
That must be a challenge. I'm just saying, if there's no other public comment, the commissioner's comment, Commissioner Nicolason.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple things. Voting is open, and I would encourage people to vote. I'd encourage people to educate themselves about the proposed change to the constitutional amendment, and to educate themselves about the 1 cent and the benefits that I've seen over the years that it's provided to our communities. But I'd also highly recommend that you educate yourself about the candidates. I don't think that maybe we take the time to do that, and I think there are some real important positions to be filled this general election, from school board to Casper College, and in other offices as well. So we had at our work session a semi-annual report from the Community Health Trust and from and Banner at Wyoming Medical Center, and I appreciated that report. I think it was very informative, and a lot of information was provided that I think shows a lot of benefit is going out to a lot of our community organizations and agencies from that Community Health Trust. So I would encourage people to get in touch with me or members of this commission or the county or them at the Collective Healthcare Trust to hear about all of the good that's occurring in our community as a result of those funds and the management of those funds. And that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Hendry.
Well, work. I really don't have much. I would say that we did have the BLM was in here this morning or this afternoon and talked to us, and I was really discouraged that we can't seem to get a gravel pit up on Buffalo Creek. Before we spent $24,000 on an ARC study and a bird survey. We asked them that, if these turn out all right, are we going to go ahead and be able to do it? Well, they didn't turn out too bad. There was a couple of teepee rings, but the majority of them were a quarter of a mile away. But they came back in and drew 3 circles around the area that we wanted to do, the BLM did, and said we couldn't do it. So that's really discouraging because we wanted to do their backcountry byway. I mean, they designated that as a backcountry byway. It needs gravel awful bad, and we can't seem to get shook loose to get it done. Mike at Road and Bridge has possibly found another site on private land out there, but it's just very difficult. And so it's discouraging when we get signs that, yeah, if all the studies turn out that we pay for, that we can do it. And it just, it's just kind of discouraging. We want to fix the roads and can't get it done. That's it.
All right, thank you. Commissioner North.
Couple of things. I want to add to what Commissioner Nicolason said. There are some items on the ballot this year too that are constitutional amendments. If you do not vote on those amendments, either yes or no, it's considered a no vote. So please familiarize with them. I'm not going to tell you which way to go on them, but familiarize you with them, and please do vote on them one way or the other. The second thing is this Friday night, the Natrona County Republican women are putting on a Wreaths Across America. It's a non-political, nonpartisan event, and it's an event where they raise money to pay for wreaths to go on the graves of our veterans here in the county. I participated in this. We start out at we go to all the different cemeteries December 17th, and we actually place a wreath and say the name of the individual that you put the wreath's name on. And it's a really good program, and it's a way to memorialize and remember our veterans and what they've given to us by sacrificing their lives and giving that service. And so I know you can get hold of any of the Natrona County Republican women, and they can point you in the right direction. There's also information on who to contact on K2 on Glen Woods. So if you're so inclined, please contact them and let them know you're interested.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Mill.
So, Chairman, you're going to have to defend NC this time. Every time I say NC wins at something, you defend KW with that. So there was a game recently between Natrona County High School, freshman and sophomore, and the new school of Casper Christian School, and it was I think 10-man team, and CCS beat NC 44-6. Now's your chance to defend NC and show that you are cross-county.
I'm at a loss.
So is everybody else. No, it was a really good game by both sides, but I just wanted to congratulate our new school for their win against a predominantly winning team.
All right. I just wanted to add a couple of things as it relates to the 1 cent. We had a little brief conversation this morning. At the county level, we received over roughly $25 million in requests, and we anticipate somewhere around $13 million to be available in the next 4 years. None of that really would be called wasteful spending, the $25 million. All the projects have merit. We could not function without the 1 cent at any level. The Sheriff's Department's had $3 or $4 million in requests. Road and Bridge has $5 million. This is just basic stuff. This is vehicle replacements, body armor, it's road graders. If the 1 cent doesn't pass, we have to have a source for that, and we don't. So when you go to vote, I strongly urge you to think about what we're going to spend the money on. We'll have a complete list, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, of how, after we've gone through it and I won't say culled, but reduced the list to where we do what we can to prioritize. And the last thing, as Commissioner Nicolason mentioned, the Wyoming, what's it called? The Collective? I can never remember. Natrona County Collective, which it's way too long, but took the operating, was paid for operations of the, what was then Wyoming Medical Center, and has done wonders with it, not only for Banner, but for the community, how much they've distributed. The second part was the Chief Operating Officer, I believe is his title, CEO, came in and gave us an update of what was going on in the hospital and how they were spending the funds that the agreement called it be reinvested. It was extremely encouraging to realize that not only had they met all the obligations that we had in writing, but had actually exceeded in some cases, and were very excited to tell us they intended to continue expanding services. Some may question whether this was a good decision or not. After listening to them, I think you'd have a hard time saying it was a bad decision. Not only did they get us through a pandemic, they're probably going to get us through a recession. Their ability to bulk buy has helped with smaller communities in drug purchasing. There's a willingness on their part to go out and work with everyone, whether it's ambulance service, you name it. So it's very encouraging to realize Wyoming Banner is accepting the responsibility of being a good community member, and is willing to do whatever they can to help foster a better community. So I was extremely encouraged that, and must say that it gave me a lot of faith that the decision we made in going down the path was the right one. And with that, we're adjourned. Kelly Walsh, undefeated in